So get it in there. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor.
The meeting is in session. Councillor Gill, would you read the land acknowledgement for us, please?
I knew you were going to say
Well,
that.
it's you or Deputy Mayor usually.
No,
so
I'm just downloading the agenda. I can do it right away.
There
One
you
moment.
go.
I couldn't get in.
We respectfully acknowledge the city of Corner Brook as the ancestral homeland of different populations of Indigenous people. We also acknowledge, with respect, the rich histories and cultures of the Beothuk, Mi'kmaq, Innu, and Inuit of the province of Newfoundland and Labrador.
Thank you very, very much. Okay, approval of the agenda. Would someone like to move the approval of the agenda?
Mr. Mayor.
Second, Mr.
Oh,
Second, Mr. Mayor, yes.
second? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
But I had an addition.
Well, you got to do that before you move the agenda. What would you like to add?
I
Lynn?
thought we needed to move in second and then talk about the
No,
agenda
you can have it.
before we voted. Anyway, okay. Yeah, I do have something, I'd like to do a little report on the Stephenville Synergy session that I attended last week.
Okay, well, we can add a little update there just after business arising.
Thank you.
3.2?
3.2.
Okay. Okay, now, the amended agenda. Would you, someone like to move the amended agenda?
So moved? Oh,
Thank you, seconder.
second?
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Contrary-minded? Okay. Next, approval of minutes from the regular meeting on June 10th. Would someone like to move the minutes?
So moved?
Thank you. Seconder on that?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Contrary-minded? Carried. Any business arising from the minutes? Yes.
Mr. Mayor, minute 2482, which
Okay.
is business arising from the previous minutes, which was 2463.
Yes.
Just wondering if you have any update on the maintenance plan for the Great Trail. I know staff was
Yep.
speaking to a possible service provider. Just wondering if we've gotten anywhere.
Okay, who would like to give some update on it? Okay, Mr. Charter?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, I know staff did speak with the proponent. I have not got an update on that, but I will most certainly do that and send that out to council.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anything else there? Yes.
2492, sidewalk and curb maintenance.
Yes.
Councillor Grant requested some
Oh, yes,
information,
that's right.
But I see we welcome back Director Burden tonight, so maybe
Yeah.
we can put a little bug in his ear to probably do a report or let us know how that's done.
I think
for
he was
next meeting.
already informed of that.
Oh.
So, Mr. Burton, could you tell us a little about that?
What was the question?
Sidewalk and curb maintenance, how we prioritize
yeah.
that.
Okay, yeah, so how it's usually done is, as you know, water and sewer breaks usually result in repairs that typically include sidewalk and curb, so that's usually number one. And then a lot of our curb and sidewalk maintenance is very much driven by resident complaints. So what we do is we take all the complaints that have come in the past year, and then we go out and visually inspect them and prioritize what has to be done based on what our budget is and the severity of the issue with the curb or sidewalk. And for example, curb that is broken and is causing water to enter a resident's property would be fairly high priority. And then the same thing with sidewalk. Sidewalk where there's a significant tripping hazard or completely deteriorated would be high priority. So it's a priority system based on what comes through the complaint system. And if by miracle we get all the complaints done that are in the system and there's money left over, and then we always have a list of sidewalk and curb that we'd like to take care of. Be a little proactive and get it done before it causes any trouble.
And Director did mention money left, so there is a budget for this, a set amount of budget.
Yep.
that drives exactly how much we're going to do.
Yeah, in some years we do. I think, Mr. Burden, a couple of years ago, we had a bit more budget. We were trying to knock off some, I guess, some want-to-do lists for a while.
Yeah, I think it was 2022 or 2021. We actually had a College of North Atlantic civil engineering technology student do a complete survey of all 44 kilometers of our sidewalk. And with that report, he identified areas that needed to be addressed. And I think council approved $400,000 the following budget year to knock a lot of that off. But again, it would be nice this year to get another student to basically revisit that report and give us an update what the condition is now, and see if we have the money to tackle some of that.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Any other items there? Okay, Councillor Gill, you want to give us an update on Stephenville?
I do. So last week, Stephenville, the town of Stephenville, invited a bunch of people involved in industry, various organizations. Grenfell Campus was one of them, which is, I was actually there with my Grenfell Campus hat on. But it came to me that this is also useful for us as a council, so I just wanted to give a little bit of an update on what they were talking about. The purpose of the Synergy session was to, I guess, showcase the various projects that are ongoing in that area to business people. You know, the Stephenville Chamber of Commerce was there, and a number of other business interests, and also the principals of these organizations that were presenting. So Maui is one company. They presented on aquaculture activities that are happening in that area. Also, Stephenville area has great salt reserves, which I didn't know. Apparently, there's a lot of salt down in Stephenville. And so there's one company called Atlas Salt that's going to be hoping, all things come to pass, to start a salt mine there. They're hoping that they'll capture 2.5 tons of rock salt per year, and the mine is expected to have a 44-year lifespan, which is considerable. Also, Triple Point, which is a local Newfoundland company, small company, is in the business of developing a salt dome. Salt domes are used to store green hydrogen that will come from the much talked about wind energy project. And apparently salt caverns provide a protected leak-proof reservoir to inject, store, and deliver hydrogen gas, which brings me to the World Energy GH2 proposition. I understand that there are varied opinions about whether or not this project will actually come to fruition, but all that said, they gave an excellent presentation. The World Energy GH2, for those listeners out there that don't know, it's actually a Newfoundland-based renewable energy partnership, and they tout themselves as this project being Canada's first commercial green hydrogen and ammonia producer. So if successful, this project will require thousands of people to relocate to the west coast of the island, and they will need places to live, health services, waste management services, and so on. And we, Corner Brook, can be a leader in this regard. We need to stay abreast of the ongoing processes and be there when opportunities arise to be a major service hub for this potential project. I propose that we reach out in an official capacity to the town of Stephenville and the various project developers to ensure that we don't miss an opportunity to support and grow our community. There could be jobs, housing developments, food requirements, just to touch the tip of the iceberg. And, as I said before, there are myriad opinions about whether this project will be successful. But if it is, City of Corner Brook needs to be in the game. Therefore, I would like to make a motion.
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor, I'm going to declare a conflict of interest because I'm involved with some of these organizations. I didn't know this was gonna be on the agenda,
Yeah, there's
so
no,
I just wanted to be safe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the appropriateness of any motion in this context. That's not what we're signed up for here. It was to give you a chance to give us an update verbally on what's going on, not to make any
Yeah.
decisions.
So I can't make a motion.
We have no background on anything. We have like
You
that.
haven't heard my motion yet. It's pretty innocuous.
You can make a motion. You can make a motion. Like, there's no, you're not in any conflict until we hear this motion. Let's hear the motion.
Okay, I just want to make you aware that I'm involved with some of these
Yeah,
proponents.
sure. What? Well, again, it depends on the nature of the motion, but,
There's no teeth in this motion, trust me.
well, let's not make it then. I mean, I would suggest
I want to put something on the record.
that says what?
That says that we
Make your
need to
Make
keep-
your motion, then we can see if anyone's.
Okay, why don't you let me make my motion?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion that the city further investigate potential opportunities and make contact with the various stakeholders to keep the lines of communication open. I so move, if I'm allowed to.
Yeah, you can move it. Seconder on that?
Just, I'll second it, just to.
Make it go.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, it's on the
So,
floor.
yeah, I'd rather not be involved.
Well, I think that unfortunately, I mean, the motion is so vague that there is no specific business. I don't know how you declare conflict in something like this. You mean, if your work, I know
Yeah,
probably involves,
I'm already,
but your
but I
work
don't
is
want to say
also,
what that involvement is. So,
but your work is also as a counselor, right?
yeah, that's why I'm separating two of it.
Yeah, but I guess that the problem is you're in a conflict in both if you're in conflict in one. So I guess so I would say that you're not in a conflict at all at something so vague as this. But I guess that the problem with it is that I don't know what that means at this point at
Well,
all.
Mr. Mayor, may I speak to my own motion?
Absolutely.
So the reason I want to put this out there is that the city of Corner Brook really has not been, as far as I'm concerned, certainly nothing's been communicated to me in an official capacity as to our engagement with the developments that are going on down south of us. And I just feel like it behooves us to take an interest in it. If this thing goes and we don't have any skin in the game, so to speak,
Yeah.
then we're going to be left, so to speak, with our pants down. And I don't want us to be there. I want us to be aware of what's going on, to take advantage of opportunities where they arise. And, you know, project goes ahead, it doesn't go ahead, we're no worse off for having been interested in it and making sure that we're aware of all the opportunities that could be available to us.
Sure. Just not sure what that looks like.
We don't know what it looks like because we haven't asked the questions. We're not down there, we're not having those conversations. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd still like to declare conflict. Mr. Mayor,
What's the nature of your conflict?
Well, I work for somebody who is.
You gotta be more,
These
gotta be
issues.
more specific.
Well, problem is I can't be too specific. Mr. Mayor?
Do you work for one of the companies involved?
No, no, but
Okay.
we are in partnership with some companies.
You work for the band,
Yes, and we have partnerships and other things, so.
right?
That's all I'm gonna say, Mr. Mayor. I've declared conflict. If the city is interested in pursuing opportunities, I think that would put me in a clear
Let's
conflict.
make a motion, Mr. Mayor, to.
The
put him
motion's
in
made,
conflict.
yeah.
Let's
we-
put him in the conflict.
Go for
Miss-
it, yeah.
Okay, I make a motion that Councillor Pender is in a conflict of interest.
Okay, will someone second it?
Second?
Okay. All those in favor of Councilor Pender's in conflict, say aye.
Aye.
Non-minded. You're in conflict.
Thank
You're
you.
lucky. So you go sit over there. So now, we can talk about, okay, what do we need to say about this, I guess? What does it look like?
I don't know what it looks like. All I want is to put on the record that I want to figure out what it should look like. What, you know, can anybody here tell me that they've gone down to Stephenville or invited? I know we had one presentation from one wind energy developer, like a year ago. But as far as the companies that are involved down there now, I mean, has anyone with the city, like our business manager, has he met with any of those people to see what opportunities there are?
Council has a presentation from World Energy itself.
Last year.
And recently, we had a meeting with CPW. CWP was in town, another company, not related to that project. I'm on the port board, and so I have wind of it there. You're in Grenville, you get wind of it there.
Well, that's how that's how I
Right.
learned of this, but I'm,
So-
We attended
You were at the Board of Trade
at the Board of
luncheon,
Trade
yeah.
meeting, and they gave us the.
correct.
Yeah.
And Mr. Mayor, after that Board of Trade meeting, I put an email out to everyone saying that we need to jump on this, and nobody answered me except for Councilor Griffin. He was the only one that said that he was interested in it. Oh, well, and Deputy Mayor was there and told me
Yeah.
in person she was interested in it, so.
Yeah, so I guess I don't know what that engagement looks like at this point. I think I don't know what, I just don't know. It's hard when it's not specific in terms of,
My motion says that I would like the city to further investigate potential opportunities and make contact with the various stakeholders to keep the lines of communication open. So we can make it whatever staff or members of council feel that should look like. I'm saying things are going on down there and we're not at the table.
okay, maybe if, would you be in favor of, I guess, putting that to staff to make a recommendation back to council, I guess? On how
100%.
to do that? Does that
100%.
something sound reasonable?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, well, if you would like to amend your motion to say that,
So instead of saying
Make
the
contact.
city, I'll say staff. That the staff further investigate potential opportunities, make contact with various stakeholders, and keep the lines of communications open.
okay, doable? Is it, who seconded that?
Oh,
Are
I-
you, would you like to,
No, I'm fine with that. I just don't see any harm in it, really. You know, like, we can run it up the pole to see if anybody salutes. I like the idea of, listening. We should be listening.
we're always listening.
And, yeah. So, I can't see any harm in doing this. There may not be anything good come out of it, but I can't see anything bad, so let's do it.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Not blinded? Okay, passed. There you go. Okay, come on back, Councilor Pender. Let's get through this agenda. Let's see. Deputy Mayor, we've got water and wastewater summary.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Water wastewater work summary, April 12th to June 16th, 2024. It's a pretty long report. I'm gonna go through it briefly. It's very detailed.
Give us
so
the
don't-
highlights, yeah.
I'm gonna pick the nice stuff out of it. The water and wastewater complaints, for that period of time, we had 136, and the majority were for water shut off and on, and to locate curb stops. That was our and alarms. That was our biggest three complaints that came in. The water and wastewater notices, we had 14. Most of them were around water outages and road closures. The water wastewater recoverable works, we brought back $25,903.91. And the most of that was dealing with requests to turn water on and off, and the request to turn water off and on. So that was it. Water and wastewater repairs, we had 15, and they were anywhere from curb stop repairs to tie-in to valve repairs and the water main leaks. As you can see, or I'll give you just a quick summary on, we had lots of annual maintenance programs from fire hydrants to sanitary sewer flushing, and our splash pad is now open, and its spring startup scheduled to open on June the 24th. And it did open on June it opened
20th.
earlier, 20th, wasn't it? We had a lot of happy school-age children down there the first day, let me tell you. Our upcoming maintenance, we've got leak detection, upgrades to BioGreen wastewater treatment plant, curb stop, and water main valve repairs throughout the city. And then we got our water treatment plant maintenance summary, and it seems like everything is going really well over at the water treatment plant. No red flags that we should zone in on. There you go. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions on that report? Okay, moving on to Public Works.
It's me.
As you.
So 2024 Public Works Summary from April 17th to June the 18th. Now, some of this is repetitious because we've already dealt with it in a few of our other meetings. But in Public Works, we're dealing with our lawn damages. The repair list was finalized the week of the 10th. Contractor starting lawn repairs June the 24th. Estimate that repairs will take 4 to 6 weeks to complete. So, I'm going to ask a quick question here, if I may, Mr. Mayor. What happens if somebody didn't call in to have their lawn repaired before June the 24th? Is the cutoff date fixed?
Mr. Burden, you did that yourself, right, personally? I think you fixed those. Didn't miss the deadline?
Yeah, that date, I hate to say it, but it just tries to get the numbers in so we can get it to the contractor. If you do happen to miss that date and call in after, your lawn still will be repaired.
Okay, perfect,
Yeah.
thank you. Street sweeping, we got 80% of the streets have been swept once, and this will continue throughout the summer. Traffic line painting, it's probably really early this year. Contractors have contact completed at the end of the month, and that's weather dependent. Riverside Drive, which was a big one for us. The remaining work to be completed consists of the asphalt patching, hydro seed, and fencing. Estimate to have the work completed the second week of July. And that is awesome to have that open. Curb and manhole repair. Work commenced the week of June the 17th, will continue to the end of September. Hanging flowers that we see decorating our city. Staff began hanging flowers in the pots of June the 10th. Flowers are watered daily. And our downtown washdown. And the washdown began the week of May the 27th. It was estimated to be complete the week of June the 24th. It should be done now. Area washed include West Street, Main Street, Carroll Towers, and Broadway. And the service requests from April 17th to June the 18th, we had 281 calls. We had 68, it's not 68 potholes, but it's 68 calls for potholes, 65 lawn repairs, and 39 road maintenance. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions on that report? Okay, thank you very much. And continuing on, the Deputy Mayor Chason Show. Protective Services statistics for Councilor Grantor.
Councilor Grantor will have to,
tonight.
yeah, he'll owe us big time.
That's why that's
We're
why you're
divvying-
stuck with so much
We're divvying
tonight.
up tonight, okay. Protective Services, now this is not my area, but I'm certain if I need help, somebody will help me. On a monthly basis, Protective Services completes its statistics to report them to council and residents. Municipal enforcement, our municipal enforcement officers received 171 calls for services including, and I'm looking at the most calls came for assistance, and it could be document service, legal. We had 3 illegal dumping, 6 untidy properties, and I will go on to say that if you've got untidy properties, you should call 709-637-1666 to report that, and we want the city to look nice and clean. Taxi regulations, 36 taxi calls for services that included 27 taxi driver permits, 9 taxi vehicle permits, and 3 taxi vehicle permits. Animal control, we had 29 calls for services were included, and the most were on roaming dogs and roaming dogs and injured cats, and just for assistance. Parking enforcement, we had 55 parking related violations where citations were issued that included 2-meter collection, 27 meter malfunctions, 25 expired parking meters violations, and one impaired mobility permit required, and that was a violation. The Corner Brook Fire Department received 36 calls, and the fire prevention and inspection conducted. Commercial inspections and follow-up inspections included the following: 1 apartment building, 19 commercial businesses. They also conducted 1 home oxygen inspection, 3 public education, Fire Smart Municipal Awareness Day school visits, 2 capacity orders processed. Public safety answering point, PSAT, we had 3,723 calls, and the volume of non-transferred calls was 2,784. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Questions on this
I
report?
got a question.
I
Mr.
do
Mayor.
too.
Yes, well, go ahead, Councillor Gill,
Oh,
first.
okay, thank you. Speaking of taxis, have we had any applications for ride sharing, like the Uber thing?
We wouldn't, that goes to the province.
Yeah,
No, but have we heard of anything for Corner Brook?
we
Mr.
have
Quinn?
not received any application for ride sharing because that's dealt with by the province.
Right.
We do have some matters that we are looking at right now. As you saw in the media, that there's a gentleman that's proposing a business here in the city that somewhat similar to a taxi service, a chauffeur service, but we are investigating that to determine exactly what it is and if it does require regulation under the city bylaw.
Okay, and one
Yeah.
more thing,
Yeah.
just pertaining to safety, Mr. Flynn, could you just let our listeners know what's going on with the locations of the needle drop stations?
Yes, we, good point, Mr. Mayor. We are putting safe needle dispenser or deposit containers throughout the city. We have several complaints in the city of needles being found in certain areas. So we've ordered 10 boxes. We got 2 installed so far, and we will be continuing to install these Sharps containers throughout the city.
Awesome,
Thank you.
thank you.
Deputy Mayor, you have questions?
No, I'm finished. I think Director Flynn answered I was going to ask about the media and the new taxi/chauffeur business that started in the city, and I was going to ask for an update on that, but I think you sort of covered it for
You're looking,
Councillor Gill.
you're investigating, right?
We are investigating to determine exactly what the service is and if it does fit within our taxi regulations.
So would that regulation come to the city, or would it go to the province?
If ride sharing is handled by the province and has been excluded from our taxi regs in the City of Corner Brook Act, but taxis still fall within ours. So whether it's a trip to point, you call and get a ride, typically that's a taxi service. If you're using a distributed app, and it's a broad group of people using some kind of electronic means to coordinate rides, that's typically something we follow in the provincial jurisdiction. This was a weird, I saw the story too, and it's very confusing exactly what it is. And it's hard to tell from the story whether it's in fact what they're doing, or, so this is why I guess staff have to look into it and figure out.
Exactly, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Yeah, any other questions on this one?
Mr. Mayor, what-
Yes.
oh,
No, go.
Yeah,
You-
go ahead,
no.
go ahead.
Okay, no, I see 3 bonfires when I think of a bonfire, so that's what we dealt with?
Back in May.
Or is it just, no,
This
I'm
is
just thinking about,
Yeah.
no, I'm just thinking about like a backyard fire.
Yeah.
You know, like, but a bonfire is where you gather a lot, and so,
Yeah, I don't know, maybe Mr. Flynn, you tell us what
The-
the definition for a bonfire is?
Well, this would be a fire that's not contained in an appliance of some sort, so it
Okay.
would be an open
Open
fire
fire,
in a
okay.
backyard or
okay, no,
wherever.
that's fine, thank you.
Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, wait now, we're over here first.
Okay.
Councilor Gill?
I have a question as to when I should bring up an update on, I think it might be under development on the pilot project for low-income transportation. It came up at the community services meeting.
That might be, is there
Under-
any update
under-
transportation in there? I can't remember in that.
The busing
other
for
report.
low-income.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, we've been speaking on a consistent basis with the province, and they are now at the balls in their court. There's a much bigger plan there that we're kind of being quiet about at this point, but that will certainly be phase 1, the easy part of it. The rest of it will, once we kind of hear back from the province, we'll bring that forward to council.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, since we're on to fire, and the fire ban that was released by the province on the weekend, got several calls on this saying that, we're following the province, and I guess I just want to go a step further and ask Anybody know what our status is going to be for the fireworks on Canada Day?
Well, let's see a question, Mr. Flynn.
It is a good question, Mr. Mayor. We will be following the province on this. If the fire ban is in place on the weekend, we will not be having fireworks. We have, in our bylaw, our discharging of fireworks bylaws, clearly stated that we would honor that commitment or that obligation to the province.
Good,
Thank you.
okay.
And I guess, Mr. Mayor, if we don't have them on the weekend, then we probably would look at offering them another time, because we obviously got our fireworks purchased.
That's a really good question, yeah, and I don't know, Recreation as well has of course, we do typically do, and have funding to do some fireworks that day.
Yeah, through you, Mr. Mayor, that if the fire ban ends up canceling the fireworks for Canada Day, we will be looking at an alternative date at hopefully some point in the summer when we will be able to use those fireworks and create some sort of celebration that way.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I think at times we did it for Corner Brook Day, we do fireworks for Corner.
Yeah, and we sort of celebrate Corner Brook Day within the Jigs and Wheels Festival period, but where it's, yeah, it really depends, I guess, on the weather.
Yes.
Whether or not there is a ban in place, so stay tuned on that one, I guess, eh?
Mr. Mayor, just with fireworks, I know we're talking city fireworks, but a lot of individuals have their own fireworks.
Yep.
And so it would be good to remind people, even though there's a fire ban on, that July 1st is, if there's a fire ban still on, you can't have your own fireworks either.
That's right.
That's correct.
And you can't do fireworks otherwise unless you have a permit.
That's correct.
So, yeah, but a provincial fire ban would eliminate any of that, for sure. Okay. Any other questions?
Mr. Mayor, I wonder if the director could, don't mean to take your question, I'm thinking about what actual flame can you have when there's a fire ban on?
While the fire ban is on, you can have a propane barbecue, you can have a propane fire pit. You can't have like a wood burning or anything that would cause sparks or anything of that nature.
Clear?
Good. Yep.
Okay, that is the most, congratulations, that is the most discussion on a report from Protective Services that we've had. That's
good.
Maybe, you know what, maybe we should
I'm gonna
use
move
it
you
for
over.
now instead. That's right. Okay.
I did too good a job.
Well, you still got one more. Animal Control Program Review.
Is that me?
Yes, you too, yes, you got all of them.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Von owes me. Okay. Animal Control Program Review. The director is addressing some issues that have been experienced in our current animal control program, including impounding and sheltering of aggressive animals, relationships and process with the SPCA, and training of animal control officers, etc. The director and the animal control team met with the SPCA board on the evening of May the 22nd, 2024, and discussed options on how we can work together to better the animal management program for the city. We believe this was a very productive meeting and discussions are continuing. In the coming months, there will be revisions to our animal control regulations and policies that will be presented to council to review for an approval. Upgrades are being made to our current city impound to better shelter our impounded animals, including impounded aggressive and dangerous animals.
Okay.
FYI.
That's it. Perfect. Thank you very much. Any questions? Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, I wonder if the director can just give us a little overview of the help, I guess, that we provide and have provided to the SPCA. I often read comments that we don't help and we don't offer them any assistance, but I'm pretty sure that's contrary to what we actually do and have done, with starting with helping them with their shelter and so on. So I wonder if the director can give us a brief overview of some of the support that we've provided in the past and what we're doing currently.
Yeah, Mr.
Well-
Flynn, I don't know if you remember, we have a couple IRs a few months back where it was extensively.
So we, starting back when I joined in 2016, we had them, they were set up at Connors Road. We paid for that facility, the heating, lighting, and all the property maintenance that was required. From there, we approved a land purchase out on Lundergan Drive, and we actually forgave our portion, and the province did as well, of that land, so they were able to acquire that land without having to pay anything. They've been set up, they've fundraised and built the building. We are in negotiation now on how we work with them financially as well. The initial understanding was that they would provide us space in their new facility. They haven't been able to do that, so we haven't been paying anything until we formalize some type of agreement. We do have a budget in place to provide that, but we need an understanding and an agreement of how that money is going to be spent and why would we be giving it to them. It's mostly for the transfer of our animals to them, and so that's, we're working on that, and we're having discussions about that, so.
Mr. Mayor, we have continued to incur costs of picking up animals, impounding animals, dangerous animals, and so on. So I know that we still have a cost to look after animals, that the SPCA, we work with them, and as you said, we try to negotiate with them. And once we get it done, hopefully we can provide them some financial support for the services they provide for the city.
Absolutely.
That's the way it's going to work out.
Yes,
Okay.
that is the plan.
All right, thank you.
I also believe we didn't hook up the water and sewer.
Yes, we did, and we haven't invoiced them for that, which is a $15,000 bill as well, so.
I think it's fair to say that it's in our interest and to work with our partners like the SPCA to get the most best service and most value we can for the animals of Quantico. So I think that's in everyone's interest. Despite sometimes it gets a little bit difficult when we have hoarding situations and things like that. But I'm confident that we'll be able to get on the right track with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mr. Mayor, that's why I asked the question, because, I've always noted that it's been the council's intent and staff's intent to work with the SPCA and help them with what they do to provide those services to residents in the city. And yes, issues do arise when there's hoarding and things like that, and it makes it difficult for everyone. But I'm convinced that we have the best intentions to work together, both organizations, to look after the welfare of animals in the city.
Absolutely.
Here, here.
Very true.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, you're off the hook now, and Councillor Pender, if you would, give us an update on the hotspot parking app.
Hotspot. Yes, sir. So the city is switching our parking app service provider from Honk Mobile, which we've had for a number of years, to Hotspot. So because of the added functionality of the Hotspot parking app, the city approved moving to this new mobile platform for parking fee payment. Its added functionality includes store owners being able to validate a customer's parking, enforcement features, and so on. Work is on the way to implement, including installation of street signs and meterhead labeling. Communications are going out to city residents via social media as well. The official transfer date is set for July 15th, 2024. The Hotspot platform will be used for parking at the new recreation parking lot as well at the Grenville campus site. It will have a service desk terminal access inside the rec center for patrons to pay for their parking if they do not wish to use the Hotspot app or don't use it. Because people will need to transition to the new app, municipal enforcement will run the two platforms for 30 days after the July 15th date. During this time, wiper leaflets will be placed on vehicles of the continued Honk users of the mobile parking app change. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. Any questions on this one?
Just one, Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
With respect to the rec center, so I guess it'll be simply something like we see maybe at the airport or something, you validate your parking inside the building, an automated machine or whatever.
Yeah, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but again, there is an app type process as well. But there will be some arrangements with the rec center itself so that those sounds like can do it right at the counter itself. Is that
Yes,
right,
that's correct,
Mr. Robson?
Oh, it's not a kiosk type thing? It's-
No
You
kiosk.
see somebody there and you do it. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Also, we have our Capital Project Engineering Committee update.
I think that's me again.
As you again.
Thank you. So an update to council and residents on the current capital engineering projects being undertaken in the city. First one we just spoke about is the Cornbrook Recreation Center, which is about 95% complete, with substantial completion anticipated for early July. The elevator certification has been obtained. Pool mechanical equipment is finishing up the installation, and some commissioning is remaining. Pools have passed the leak testing, which is always a great thing. Training pool lighting is installed. The leisure pool is epoxy coated, and the trim tiles are to be installed yet. Slide options will be sent to the engineer in the city this week. Cleaning of the pool area is almost complete. Cleaning of gymnasium hasn't started yet. The contractor is beginning to clean up most areas. Building animation has been developed to show the public what the inside of the building would look like, and I assume that's going to be made available at some point. Don't know when. Okay. The contract, oh, now I have pictures with no title, but I believe it's for Mount Bernard. Yeah, okay. So the next project, Mr. Mayor, the contract was awarded to Marine Contractors for just over $10.4 million. Dilling Consulting is the consultant for the project. We're using ISIP funding at an 80-20 funding ratio, which means the city is only picking up 20% of the cost. Work includes the new underground infrastructure, curb gutter, sidewalk, and asphalt. About 85% of the underground piping is complete, and the underground infrastructure upgrade has progressed into the Randolph Street intersection. I think we recall last meeting we had some change orders we approved at that time to get that project completed in that area. For 2024 projects, the Deep Gulch Brook Culvert Replacement Project has been awarded to JCL Investments. RV Anderson Associates are the consultants for the project. Kickoff meeting has occurred May 30th, and mobilization to the site is scheduled for late June. Another big project underway, Mr. Mayor, is the Curling Street retaining wall replacement. Project was awarded to West Coast Excavating and Equipment Company Limited. Anderson Engineering is the consultant for this project. Kickoff meeting occurred May 17th. The project commenced June 3rd. Full road closure of Curling Street commenced on June 21st. There's a new water line has been installed and construction limits thus far. Slope stabilization is to complete it with full road closure. People may recall as well, we have a transportation study ongoing, which has been awarded to Harborside Transportation Consultants. Well underway now, Mr. Mayor. Some draft policies have been submitted for review. MeoVision camera has been deployed for several intersections to obtain counts of movements, and the final report on the transportation study is expected in August. Another study underway, Mr. Mayor, the Transit Accessibility Study and Implementation Plan. RFP closed on February 15th and was awarded to Dilling Consulting. Startup meeting occurred April 9th. The project is well underway, and the final report is expected on this accessibility study late summer, early fall. Another project, a lot of projects on the go, but it is that time of the year. Intersection improvements at Elizabeth Street and O'Connell Drive. Harborside Transportation Consultants is the consultant. Design is well underway. We hope to have the tender planned for fall of 2024 with spring 2025 installation. Curling Street Storm Sewer, consulting awarded to Englobe. Tenders are closed. I'm just waiting for it to be awarded by council and anticipated to start in July. The Main Street Pedestrian Bridge, Anderson Engineering is consultant for that project. Tenders are closed and awaiting council award, and I believe it's on our agenda tonight. Correct. Old Humber Road retaining wall, consulting awarded to Englobe. Startup meeting and site visit has been completed, and it'll be tendered before the end of June. 2024 paving program is already underway. Contract was awarded to Marine Contractors. We're utilizing the gas tax and the multi-year capital works funding for this. Work commenced in the Curling area of the week of June 10th. Currently milling is on Park Street, West Valley Road, East Valley Road, other areas we've already seen in the last few days. The Star Trail Design and Construction Services, design and construction of Man in the Mountain and Cape Blow-Me-Down hiking trails. Funding has been received from several sources, and the city is contributing 10% of the total cost. Consultants in place for phase 1 of trail assessment and design. And finally, I believe we mentioned this one last time as well, quote has been obtained and is being reviewed for the City Hall atrium lighting. And that is that, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. Any questions on this? I have one question there. The Curling Street closure, so it's occurred already for by the War Memorial there. The access the access to that area for July 1st. I just want to remind people for the Memorial Day service that happens down there at, I think, 10 or 10:30, 10:30, I believe, on July 1st. Just remember that when you're thinking about going there, because the road is closed, just by the way, past the one stop there.
Mr. Mayor, can you come up the other way?
I would assume you can get
Yes.
the other way. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah.
I did have something that wasn't on the report, Mr. Mayor, and it's not a city project, but the Massey Drive off-ramp
Yes.
and the bridge over Humber Road. But the off-ramp is, a lot of work has been done. I think they had to move water line and so on, so some changes to the trail and things up there at Crockers Road. But I'm just wondering if staff could get an update for council residents for the next meeting on those two projects, the Humber Road overpass and the off-ramp, just so that people maybe can get some information on how much longer that's going to take, how much longer the province anticipates that they will be before these roads open. Some of them, I guess they've been closed almost 2 years now?
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Thank you. Yes.
Just comment, the guardrail is missing on Curling Street. Will that be part of the, I know it's got nothing to do with the retaining wall.
Oh, you're talking about close
Just-
to
yeah,
near
just-
the,
yeah.
I don't know.
I know it's got nothing to do with the project that we're doing, but maybe that's a question for Director Burton.
Where's
There's
the
a,
location of that?
I will
There's
speak to you after
yeah,
the
there's
meeting on
something
it, but it is something that I have been getting concerns about because you got the curb and then there's nothing. Anyway, we can talk about that later. Yeah, sorry, Mr. Mayor, go
No,
ahead.
thank you. Okay, finance and bin. Councilor Gill.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So this is good news. With respect to projected revenues and expenditures, our actuals are up for revenue and down for expenditures. So that's, as far as what I'm reading here, it looks good. For the year-to-date ending May 2024, the total revenue amounted to $35,868,799 compared to the budget of $34,307,035. Revenue sources making up this balance come down to taxation, government transfers, sales of goods and services, and interest income among other sources of revenue. Total expenses for the same period amounted to $13,053,750 compared to our budgeted number of $408,846, and the breakdown for those expenditure sources would be general government expenditures, finance and admin, well, all our departments, community engineering, protective services, public works, waste and water, but, you know, I can go down through the list, civic center, Corner Brook Transit, Parks and Rec, etc. As we head into the summer months, the operational costs will lean towards sidewalk and curb maintenance, cleanups and litter management, as well as general beautification of the city. As far as capital out of revenue, Public Works has purchased the asphalt recycler that was accounted for during our budget process, so that's awesome that we've got that piece of machinery. And as far as land management goes, I'm told that the department concluded a few land sales during the year, which is great, which we would have passed through here. And should the public require details around the process for purchasing land, you can contact that department, the Land Management Department, through our general line 637-1666 or 637-1544. That's it, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. Any questions on that?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Just a question on the year-to-date for May, the interest income, what was budgeted, 192,000, the actual 752,000?
Yes.
Quite the unexpected jump, I guess. Just wondering if we could get a brief explanation.
Sure. Mr. Maestri.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. So during the time of budget, we anticipated interest rates to come down as what the market had kind of projected. So we were quite conservative when we were budgeting for the interest income. So as I think it's quite known that there's actually only been one interest rate cut thus far for this financial year. So we've capitalized on that higher interest rates with our positive cash balances.
Well done, I say.
Yes, indeed.
It's gonna come out on the other end.
Yeah.
Expenses
Well,
are
we'll
going
take it
up.
while we can.
Take our win now, because I got a feeling that a lot
Rates are
of
coming
our
down.
big budget estimates might get blown because of,
Yes, and I think
Inflationary.
obviously on that line with the large capital investments as well as the new rec center coming on board, there's going to be a kind of, we're going to need some debt financing, which is going to hit us on the other side.
ride the roller coaster.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Any other questions? Okay. Councillor Griffin, Development Planning and Community Services.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This report is intended to serve as an update to council and the public regarding the various development planning and community services. The current project updates are as follows. 8 Grenfell Drive, the service station is nearing completion and a fast food construction is scheduled to commence. 29 Lundgren Drive, new building partial permit issued. North Shore Highway, the permit has been issued for the new entry to the cemetery over there. 4 St. Mark's Avenue, Filters Funeral Home Extension, the permit has been issued. As the same for 339 O'Connell Drive for a repair garage extension. Industrial Park Study, a request for proposals has been released for consulting services to determine where and how industrial park land can be developed and or expanded. Confederation Drive and new car dealership, that permit is pending. 55 Lundgren Drive, warehouse expansion, permit is issued for the business development. Downtown Business Improvement Association, all groundwork has been completed, waiting for the approval for the name of the new entity. It suggested Downtown Corner Brook to the paveway for its incorporation. Once this is available, staff will call for a meeting of downtown businesses to commence the formal process to set up the organization. Face Blade Sign Awesome Program. More applications are being reviewed under these programs. A few additional inquiries have been received. Sustainable projects, the Food Cylinder Pilot Project, units reduce food products volume by up to 90%. The Green Roof Viewing Station to be installed on the Green Roof this month, made possible by a $5,000 donation from Parmelo Inc. The Western Environmental Center, is that the proper name for that, Mr. Mayor? Yep. Dome Greenhouse, over 50 residents came out to celebrate the grand opening of the Dome on Saturday, June the 1st. Garden beds were filled with a combination of topsoil, compost, and peat moss. Greenhouse Ambassador Program includes WEC members and members from the Association of New Canadians. And I think that should do it, Mr. Mayor. Yep.
Okay, good, thank you. Any questions on that? Okay, thank you very much. Councillor Keeping, Recreation.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Work on the Corner Brook Regional Recreation Center is progressing very well. It is expected that the project will achieve substantial completion in the first week of July. The design issue with the water slide has caused a delay in the installation of the water slide that may stretch beyond the anticipated opening date of the facility. Despite this, the Recreation Center is currently on track to be open to the public in September. Recreation Services staff are working diligently on operational components of the Recreation Center, and information regarding pricing, programming, scheduling, etc. will be available later in the summer. Lifeguards. The Recreation Services Department will be launching a lifeguard recruitment campaign in the coming days to ensure that we have the best lifeguards for the new Recreation Center. Watch social media for more information regarding opportunities that will exist for current lifeguards, former lifeguards, those who have always wanted to be lifeguards, and those who have never considered being a lifeguard but may be interested in finding out what it is all about. The Margaret Bowater Park, summer has arrived at the park. The splash pad opened this season on Thursday, June 20th, and the Margaret Bowater pool will be open as of July 1st. Canada Day. City staff are finalizing preparations for a full slate of Canada Day celebrations. beginning with a flag raising ceremony at City Hall, followed by activities throughout the day at Margaret Bowater Park, and concluded with entertainment and fireworks, hopefully. Also at Margaret Bowater Park, there will be something for everyone all day long. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any questions on any of those items? Okay, we'll see you all on next Monday, or bright and early, in front of City Hall to raise the flag. Yes,
No, not necessarily on this, but there was a situation that we had to deal with down at the Bartlett's Point yesterday.
yeah,
Apparently, for unknown reasons, when you leave the washrooms, the door would lock.
okay.
And again, to staff's credit, we just called up and I don't know who the gentleman was that was working, and within 10 minutes they were there and had the doors open. And both male and female washrooms would lock for no reason anyway, so I passed it on to the director. And because, I mean, if you had a child in there and the parent couldn't get in to get them, you know, it could, I don't know what's going on there, but there is an issue with the locks. But it's being looked after for anybody that was down there yesterday who had questions about it.
Okay, good. Good.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, Donald Wareham was the watchman on yesterday, so give him credit for that. And yeah, we've already been down today to rectify that.
Okay, perfect.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Good, thank you. Anything else? Okay, and the tourism update as well, Councilor Keating.
Thank you. The past few weeks have been focused on getting the train ready for the road and getting training completed for the drivers and the students for the male wrestler. The train started its season this past Saturday, June 22nd, and is prepared for a busy season. The schedule for the train and updates will be available on the city's website and the train's Twitter page. The Jigs and Wheels Festival schedule of events have been released and tickets are on sale now for Blame It on Broadway event for $30 until the end of the day of the event, which will go up to $35. Staff have acquired security services as well as a cleanup crew for after the event. The itinerary of events for the whole week of the Jigs and Wheels Festival have been sent out to print and for dispersed or mail to homes in the Corner Brook, Pasadena, and Upper Bay of Islands area. Events and details will be updated on the Jigs and Wheels website. Branding and marketing project. The branding and marketing for STAR is complete. There were a total of 7 proposals received, and after review and evaluation, the committee selected a preferred proposal as they had the highest grading in the evaluation criteria. This is being brought forward to tonight's meeting for approval. The project is pending approval for funding from a co-op. Celebrate 75 Confederation. The city received a grant for $5,000 to help the city mark the celebration of 75 years of Confederation. Staff are working with the museum staff to develop a display for the atrium of City Hall and are waiting on flags and poles on Main Street and Broadway. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Questions on these items? No, thank you very much. Summertime. It's always fun. It's always something to do. And as well, we have a report from the Accessibility Committee. Councilor Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Accessibility Committee held a meeting on April 24, 2024 to discuss some accessibility issues in the city, which included accessible barriers for transit, physical barriers in downtown businesses, and operation of accessible taxi. The committee was advised of the new accessible taxi subsidy program that was created to encourage more drivers for the accessible taxi. The committee was also advised that the city recently began an accessible transit study that will be doing consultations with stakeholder groups and the public. Subsequently, the committee met the consultant for the accessible transit study on June 11, 2024, and provided excellent feedback on current accessible issues with the current transit system and operations and what things the consultant should focus on during the review. The suggestions included examining accessible stops, how to make them more accessible, and looking at the most optimal placements of these accessible stops. Examining the bus itself and how to make it more accessible, including proper training for drivers and the use of the accessible lift. Examining the overall operations of the transit system, including routes, hours, operation, etc. examining accessible aids that could optimize accessibility, including the use of apps, auditory announcements, and visual aids. Staff have also created a working committee for the purpose of developing the city's accessibility plan, which is required for all public bodies, including municipalities, as per the Accessibility Act. The working committee met with the advisory committees to get feedback on what should be included in the plan and what areas the city should focus on improving accessibility, which include accessibility in parks and playgrounds, city events, and other city infrastructure, such as city buildings and sidewalks. The committee has a meeting on a regular basis and are currently working to finalize the focus points of the plan and what accessibility goals they want to establish. The draft plan will be presented to the Accessibility Advisory Committee prior to coming to council for reviews and approval.
Perfect.
I'd like to also thank Councillor Keeping and Councillor Grantor sit on that, plus Jessica sits on that and is the glue that keeps us all together. So thank you, Jessica, for all your help in this.
Perfect, thank you very much. Any questions on that? Yes?
Not a question so much as just, it was an excellent segue into some of the conversation that was had at the Community Partners Advisory Committee that also met more recently, June 18th. The whole transportation piece was big, as I already brought up previously. One of the things that was brought up that anecdotally was that, and I think this is a subsidy that the city offers, I should know this, but Deputy Mayor probably knows more about it from the Accessibility Committee perspective, that if you get a taxi during the hours of operation of the bus and you have an accessibility issue, the city somehow provides a subsidy to that.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor.
Yeah,
Yes.
would you like to describe that for us, maybe?
I think that's your department that
Sure.
does that
In
piece.
absence of an accessible transit service, what we're currently doing is folks need to apply to be part of this program. Once you're approved, then during transit hours, you call the accessible cab, the cab will come pick you up, you pay your transit fare, or if you have a bus pass, and we will subsidize the remainder of that cost.
And Mr. Mayor, how does someone apply to the program?
Yep, Mr. Shredders?
How would one get on
You
that?
can reach out to the 1666 number, and they will put you in touch with the proper person that handles those applications.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
And,
You go ahead.
Yeah.
no, I don't want, no, that's fine. I was going to say after the discussion on this report was finished that I didn't realize that we were doing reports. I didn't realize that advisory committees would be on the agenda for tonight, but we had a meeting, like I said, we had a meeting, so I can talk.
There's no report available for that, I don't know if it's not complete.
Okay, so we can do that at the next meeting.
Yep.
Perfect, thank you.
I also met with the Corner Brook Institute for the Blind, the committee that they have, and I went to their meeting and gave them all, Director Charter's name and his phone number, and to be able to call, and they would lead him through. Leslie would lead them through the appropriate steps they needed to take in order to be able to get accepted.
Yep.
Yeah, and it just runs between the same hours as our busing system.
Yes. Yeah, so
And,
it's not meant as it's just not like a free taxi service. It's meant as a stopgap until we have sorted out our transits.
Absolutely. It's good for going to the bank or going to get your groceries or your doctor's appointments and things like that. You pay the bus fare and we pick up the rest, so it's a great step.
Yep, absolutely. Okay. Okay, well, thank you very much for that. So we have a few items here, timely issues that we have to deal with. We have very few meetings during the summer, typically. So that's why we have a bit of business we have to conduct. So first of all, Councillor Gill, we have our consolidated financial audit statements.
Yes, we do. Just making some notes there, excuse me. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Make it bigger. The consolidated financial statements of the City of Corner Brook have been audited by BDO Canada, and in their opinion, the consolidated financial statements fairly present in all material aspects the financial position as of December 31st, 2023. Also included for council is the final report detailing the audit process, the auditor's responsibilities regarding the audit, as well as the audit findings. This report should be read in conjunction with the audited financial statements. Be it resolved that the City of Corner Brook, Council of City of Corner Brook, approve the 2023 audited financial statements of the City of Corner Brook as attached. I so move.
Thank you. A seconder on that?
I'll
Second,
second it.
Okay, thank you. Questions on this? We did get a presentation from BDO on the audit itself, and again, everything is in order as it should be. A lot of work. Congratulations to Mr. Maestri and his department on their hard work to pull this all together once again. Yes?
Yep, just a question on, let's see, it's on page number 6 of the actual consolidated statement, 2023 actual. I wonder if Mr. Maestri can clarify why government transfers were budgeted at 1.2 million and came in at 17.494 million. I'm sure there's a very valid reason,
Yes.
and somebody will eventually ask the question, so we might as well ask it here.
We talked about that.
Mr. Maestri, tell us why we have such a large amount of money there.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, the large actual amount under government transfers relates to the large government contributions for specifically the Mount Bernard project, as well as the new recreational center. So from a budgeting perspective, we generally do not regard grants as revenue, because it's generally in and out, and that's how we do budgeting. However, from a statutory accounting perspective, we have to account for that as revenue, and you'll see the corresponding cash flow come through in terms of the capital asset that's invested. So hence a bit of a mismatch between what our budget says versus statutory accounting purposes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, because I'm sure the question is going to come up from somewhere.
Absolutely. Yep. Any other questions there? Okay, let's vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Contraminded? Carry. Thank you. Policy review update, Councillor Keating. I don't think this is a decision. This is more of an IR, right? Yes. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Recently, staff have conducted a policy review in order to ensure that our policies are current, effective, and reflect current practices. Staff have been reviewing all existing policies to identify those that necessitate substantial revisions. This process includes evaluating the relevance and effectiveness of each policy, as well as ensuring compliance with updated legal and regularity standards. Another important aspect of this review is to examine the policies from accessibility standards, accessibility lens, and ensure that the language used is inclusive. Furthermore, this review also involves identifying policies that are outdated or redundant. These policies will be recommended for repeal, and a list of these policies will be brought forward for a council decision once that part of the review is completed. Staff are also focusing on establishing efficient procedures that can be reflected in policy, as well as identifying gaps where a policy may be required or necessary. This includes looking at current best practices that do not have a policy and therefore does not follow any formal guidelines. In these instances, implementing the best practice in the form of a policy will help maintain consistency and provide clear direction with regards to carrying out the appropriate process. One of the policies that was identified that should be established is concerning flag protocol, flag raising, and proclamations. The city often receives requests for proclamations, flag raisings, and other inquiries related to flag protocol, and we follow the best practice and look to our provincial and federal counterparts for guidance. However, this new policy is designed to provide clear guidelines on how the City of Corner Brook will handle these matters, ensuring consistency and maintaining appropriate decorum and reverence for the flag at significant events. This policy is attached here to provide an opportunity for discussion and feedback that we will will be included in any further review that is necessitated, and then will be brought forward to the following council meeting for decision. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, so as mentioned, there is a policy there, and I'm assuming, Clerk, that this will come forward again to council, but this is an example of the type of policy that we are going to be reviewing over the next couple of months. Okay, any questions on that? Okay, thank you very, very much. Next, we have some housekeeping when it comes to multi-year capital. Councillor Griffin.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Excuse me. The City of Corner Brook and Department of Transportation and Infrastructure have agreed to amend the current funding agreement for the 2020-2023 multi-year capital works to reflect the revised amounts for the listed projects. In 2021, the City and the Department of Transportation and Infrastructure agreed upon projects and expected cost to be included in the 2020-2023 multi-year capital works funding agreement. Since that time, many of the projects have been completed, and the actual costs in some cases are different than the amounts originally anticipated. In order to fully utilize the funding and to receive the maximum funding on the multi-year capital works projects, a reallocation of the funds by the project is required. As a result of the reallocation, there are no change in the total amount of funding from transportation and infrastructure, the amount of funding required from the city or the projects to be funded. The only change is the amount of funding reallocated to the specific projects. Be it resolved that the Council of the City of Corner Brook proceed with the cost-sharing funding 2023 Schedule A amendment as outlined and approve reallocating the balance of funding from project numbers 17 MYCW 22 00031, 00032, 00033, 00035 under the 2023 multi-year capital works program to project number 17 multi-year capital works -24 -00013. The Corner Brook Council authorized the mayor and city manager to sign the 2023 municipal infrastructure agreement amendment with the Department of Transportation and Infrastructure on behalf of the city of Corner Brook. I so move.
Thank you. Second on that?
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Questions on this one? The only question I have is, I see the list of projects from our last round. What is project 00023 from 24? What is the project we're putting all the money toward?
We are putting this in our asphalt program.
Okay.
However, there'll be some curb work done under this project, but that project number you see is our paving project.
Because, yeah, the old schedule from the last round is there, but not the new rounds. Gotcha. Okay, good.
Council will be pleased.
Yeah, never enough money. Any other questions? Okay, let's vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Contrary-minded? Carried. Next, Bellsbrook Culvert Phase 2, change order 6. Councilor Pender.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is a variance report which has combined a number of items. Quantity changes were required during the construction of the Bellsbrook Culvert Phase 2. This change order is for the variances in the following items: environmental requirements, traffic regulations, reinstatement and cleaning, site work, demolition and removal of structures, site work and site grading, selected granular base and sub-base materials, riprap protection, supply and installation of guide rails, pipe culverts, concrete walk, curb and gutter, asphalt tack coat, hot mix asphalt, concrete paving, reshaping and patching asphalt pavement, cold planing, maintenance holes, catch basins, ditch inlets and valve chambers, pipe sewer construction, chain link fences and gates, geotextiles, and cast in place concrete. So the resolution be resolved that the City of Corner Brook Council approve change order number 6 for the Bellsbrook Culvert Phase 2 for C. Burns Excavating Inc. in the amount of $111,236.04, HST included. I so move.
Okay, thank you. Seconded, excellent. Questions on this one?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
what is rip-rap protection?
What is riprap? Who would like to describe? Let's see.
Sounds like a band.
Which engineer would like to talk about riprap? Mr. Charters?
I think we're both comfortable speaking.
Yeah.
Riprap is large rock, like blast rock is another name that's used for it. It's used for environmental protection, slope stability, all those types of things. Riprap.
So if you look at, if you go down to Riverside Drive, say, and look around that new head wall that's there, along the bank, you'll
Great.
see like a coating of rock around it. That's riprap.
It never ceases to amaze me how much I learn
You
at
have
this
to use
job.
it 6 times in the next week.
It's excellent.
Incorporate it
you.
into your vocabulary.
Thank you.
There you go. Any other questions? No?
Leave it to the engineers to come up with a new term for rock.
I know, yeah. Big rock.
Big rocks, I used to say.
Fair enough.
That's how they get paid more.
Yes,
Yeah.
fancy term.
That's right. Okay, we're gonna vote on this. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded, carry. And Phase 2 trail enhancements, Councilor Pender.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is Trans-Canada Trail Agreement. So the City of Corner Brook has been granted funding from the Trans-Canada Trail under the Roadway Conversion and Improvement Program Stream for the Great Trail Enhancement Phase 2. Phase 2 is currently being funded by the Government of Canada through the Permanent Public Transit Program Active Transportation Fund, and is the follow-up to a project already funded by Infrastructure Canada, Project 17 CCR 22 Mini Zeros, with the goal of establishing a connective active transportation corridor through the City of Corner Brook. The project will see the active transportation trail established in Phase 1 extended along the eastern portion of the city's waterfront. The project includes upgrades to the sidewalk and paved trail, including replacement of existing assets and addition of new assets. Upgrades to a small section of the gravel multi-use trail, installation of safer crossing points, installation of culvert and draining assets, and general furnishings, signage for the entire active transportation route. The successful funding and completion of Phase 2 of this project will create a connected, safe, active transportation thoroughfare through the city, which is integrated into downtown sidewalks and the city trail networks. So be it resolved that the City of Corner Brook Council accept the funding as outlined in the Trans-Canada Trail funding approval to complete the project under the Roadway Conversion and Improvement Program. Corner Brook City Council authorizes the mayor and city manager to sign the Trans-Canada Trail contribution agreement on behalf of the City of Corner Brook. I so move.
Second.
Okay, thank you. Questions on this one?
Do we want to discuss the amount that's being awarded there, Mr. Mayor? or
Yeah,
we're holding on that?
I'm a little bit confused on that one, actually. The
Normally
letter,
we say the amount. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a maximum of 2.2 million is being budgeted, correct?
right,
Okay.
but I don't understand the rest of
Yeah,
it.
okay.
Yeah,
So,
it's-
Mr. Charters, yeah, can you explain?
Through you, Mr. Mayor. This is very confusing. However, I will simplify it as best I can. We've already accepted the large pot of money, the $1 million+
Yeah.
dollars. This is an additional contribution to that project from the feds for $25,000.
Okay.
So that's all this is.
That's all this is.
To accept the 25,000.
So it's a top-up on the
Yes.
existing? Okay.
And was it for a specific purpose, or was it just again,
Just to give us more money for that trail, which is fantastic.
I don't know if I'm prepared to support this motion.
So apparently they have a few dollars left to circulate through the various projects.
Perhaps.
And we, okay,
Okay,
I'll
yeah.
take
because
it.
we've already gotten the funding for this project.
That's right.
That
Yeah.
was, okay.
Yeah.
That was why I was wondering. All right, makes sense.
So now we got, yeah, okay, perfect, excellent, okay. Any other questions on that? Okay, let's vote. All those in favor of getting $25,000 more, say aye.
Aye.
That was a lot of words for $25,000. Could have been simplified.
I noticed it was written in the letter in the European style of like Mr. Maestri is prone to use as well, with the commas for decimals. And so that threw me off a little bit there. But it is,
It's a South African thing, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Deputy Mayor, curling storm sewer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The City of Corner Brook requested bids for curling street storm sewer, which includes the replacement of an existing large diameter storm sewer across the intersection of Griffin Drive and Curling Street. Tenders for the Curling Street storm sewer contract number 2024-13 closed on June the 11th, 2024, with 3 bids received as the following, and they all include the 15% HST. Marine Contractors, $977,026.20. West Coast Excavating and Equipment, $1,035,029.90. JCL Investments, $1,124,519.45. The proposed resolution, be it resolved that the City of Corner Brook Council approved a tender bid for marine contractors in the amount of $977,026.20, HST included, for the contract number 2024-13 Curling Street Storm Sewer. I so move.
Thank you.
Second,
Seconder?
Mr. Mayor?
Excellent. Questions on this one? No, okay. Let's vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. And also, Deputy Mayor, the Main Street pedestrian bridge replacement.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The City of Corner Brook requested bids for the Main Street pedestrian bridge replacement, which includes replacement of the existing wooden girder pedestrian bridge with a prefabricated parallel cord truss painted steel pedestrian bridge. Tenders for the Main Street pedestrian bridge replacement contract number 2024-15 closed on June the 17th, 2024, with 5 bids received as the following, and they all included the HST. Brook Construction 2007 Inc., $213,785. Locks Electrical Limited, $234,003.15. West Coast Excavating and Equipment Limited, $251,849.98. Majors Contracting Limited, $289,998.85. Floyd's Construction Limited, $392,606.77. Be it resolved that the City of Corner Brook approved a tender bid to Brook Construction 2007 Inc. for the amount of $213,785. HST included for the contract 2024-15 Main Street pedestrian bridge replacement. I so move.
Thank you. Seconder on that?
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Question on this one?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
I wonder if our director can tell us what a prefabricated parallel cord truss painted steel pedestrian bridge is compared to the wooden structure which is there.
Mr. Charters, would you like to,
All I know is it's made out of metal and not wood.
there, that's a good start. Sure. We're talking about the bridge that's down by, dare I say it, the old City Hall.
Yes.
That's the one over, right in front of the old city.
Yeah. Next to the Cornwall
So
Street.
we're replacing the wooden bridge with a steel structure, basically.
It's, I understand that it's past its best before date.
Absolutely.
And there's also an accessibility issue as well.
okay.
You drop down and not the curb.
Oh,
So hopefully this will take care of that. Okay, so we're replacing wood with steel. Okay, good one. Thank you. Thank you to the director for that informed, detailed response.
okay.
That was a course
Any other
a
questions?
long time ago.
Any other questions? No other questions? Okay, let's vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. And Councilor Keeping, so this is the aforementioned Star Regional Brand Development Project.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Elmer Bay of Islands Tourism Committee, under the STAR project, recently issued an RFP for the Corner Brook Elmer Bay of Islands Regional Brand Development Project. This project is to be co-funded by the City of Corner Brook, the province, and OCOA as part of the STAR Committee, and will consist of developing, creating, and launching original brand. The successful entity is to work closely with the City of Corner Brook and STAR Committee to develop a shared and consistent narrative for the Corner Brook, Lower Umberab Islands region that will influence a positive perception of the region. The committee and staff have reviewed and evaluated the proposals and recommending the attached proposal submitted by Monogram Communications and Consulting, Inc. Proposed resolution. Be it resolved that the Council of the City of Corner Brook accept the proposal submitted by the Monogram Communication and Consulting, Inc. for $128,411, HST included, for the Corner Brook Umberab Islands regional brand development. It is further resolved that the Corner Brook City Council authorizes the city manager to sign the PCA agreement with the consultant Monogram Communication and Consulting, Inc. on behalf of the City of Corner Brook. I so move.
Okay, thank you. Seconder on that?
Second?
Thank you. Okay, questions on this one? The only question I have there is, this is pending the call approval, right? So, should we add to this motion that it's pending the COA funding approval?
I'll make a friendly amendment, Mr. Mayor,
Yeah, would
pending
you,
a COA approval.
would someone like to second that?
Second?
Second, okay. All those in favor of the amended motion?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. So we're at the amended motion, so it's just to add pending a COA approval to it. Any questions here? Okay, let's vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carries. Okay, and Councillor Griffin, the next stage of the municipal plan amendment, 2401, and vote rights. And you should go sit down.
Yep, I have a copy, okay?
So Councillor Pender is in a conflict. I don't think, no objection to this, right?
No.
No.
Okay, good. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, before I start, Mr. Mayor, I just noticed something that seems like every one I get, the font is a lot smaller.
We heard you,
And with
you know,
my,
no, Jessica.
anyway, so I know Jessica wouldn't do that on purpose, so. you're up to it. Anyway, background information. The purpose of this map amendment is to rezone city-owned land on the north shore of, north side of Corporal Pinson Memorial Drive from Mosaic Residential to Innovation District. This an administrative housekeeping amendment brought forward by administration for the purpose of future land disposition. Pre-zoning the subject property would allow for the increased development options and streamline the development approval process once the land disposition process and transfer are finalized. Map amendments are required to support this proposed development. The City Connection infrastructure goals 243 of the IMSP apply as well as general growth planning policies 333, innovation districts policies 583, and objectives 582. This proposal meets the requirements of the 2012 IMSP and DR. This is the final council reading required to approve this amendment. The council request is for approval of amendment number 24-01. This amendment was adopted May 27, 2024, at a public hearing, and a public hearing was scheduled for June the 20th, 2024. Excuse me. As for no comments or objections were received by the date specified in the notice, the public hearing was canceled as per section 17 of the URPA 2000. Proposed resolution, the City of Corner Brook Council resolved to approve proposed amendment number 24-01 to the City of Corner Brook's Integrated Municipal Sustainability Plan 2012. Approve proposed amendment number 24-01 to the City of Corner Brook 2012 Development Regulation. Number 3, authorize staff to submit the proposed amendments to the provincial government for ministerial approval and registration, and same size, and authorize staff to give statutory notice to the registration of the amendments following ministerial approval and registration under section 3. I so move.
Thank you. Seconder on that? Thank you. Questions on this one? So as I said, this is the final stage of the process that goes through. Yes, Councilor Gill.
I don't have a question about this. I'm perfectly happy with this resolution. I'm just curious, when are we going to start, or when will we be able to not use the 2012 IMSP anymore? Like where are we with the new one that we'll be bringing in, and when will we start approving things by that one?
Mr. Charters?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, we just received the final draft copy last week of the new IMSP, which we've been waiting for quite
Awesome.
some time.
Good.
Good, look forward
Thank
to
you.
seeing that. That too has to go through a process very similar to this. When it goes through ERPA to get registered with the government, so it does take a number of months. So
Right.
it'll be a while. We'll still be saying IMSP 2012 for a while.
Okay. I was just curious. Thank you.
Any other questions about this one before we vote? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Undivided. Carried. Okay, come back and join us. And Councilor Gill, we have a request to purchase city land behind 4 Domans.
Okay, so our land management department that we talked about earlier received a request from the owner of 4 Domans Lane to purchase a parcel of city land located behind their property for the purpose of expansion and beautification of their backyard. Parcel of land is so the city obtained the parcel of land from a tax sale in 2021. And the parcel is landlocked, so to speak, by private properties with no road access and covered in natural vegetation. This parcel is approximately 1,156 meters squared, or if you prefer, 12,441 feet square feet. Sorry, I'm a child of the metric system. All neighboring property owners were contacted to ascertain whether there is any interest in purchasing the aforementioned property. None were interested in this property. If approved, the conditions of the sale would include that should a survey be required to complete the sale, the buyer bears the responsibility for this. And in addition, the buyer will have to apply to the city, the buyer will apply to have the city land consolidated with their existing parcel. So for all intents and purposes, this land really only has any interest to the person directly in front of it. So, be it resolved to approve the execution of the purchase and sale agreement between the City of Corner Brook and the owner of 4 Domans Lane for city land located behind 4 Domans Lane. I so move.
Thank you. Seconder on that one?
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Questions on this?
Makes sense.
Okay. Okay, let's vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Contraminded? Carried. Okay, we will have a short in-camera session after the meeting, council, but for all purposes now, I shall declare the meeting adjourned.